This is the bite-sized study guide for the Y Combinator video, How to Build an MVP, with Managing Director at Y Combinator, Michael Seibel. What is an MVP? An MVP, or minimum viable product, is a basic prototype of a product used to test a concept or idea.
In this situation with the MVP, the best advice is to actually launch something quickly and iterate. Get a product into the hands of your customers and then learn whether it helps them or doesn't, and then iterate it, improve it over time.
What would have to happen in order for you to launch an MVP quickly? Subscribe to Acridicity for more bite-sized education like, did you know Steve Jobs himself needed to iterate his products several times before they reached the perfect version? Even some of his most iconic products, like the iPod and iPhone, started off quite different from the finished product.
So the challenge today is that a lot of people are knocking MVPs. A lot of people are talking about minimum lovable products or minimum useful products. And honestly, a lot of founders actually just want to build, God level products, the Steve Jobs level, make the iPhone and change the world. There's this misconception that starting with something small that might not work very well is a bad idea. So
what can you learn or unlearn from the Steve Jobs level mindset to building an MVP? Meme break.
Launch your MVP quickly, you must. Iterate based on feedback, you will.
Do you want to get an A+ in startup and entrepreneurship? Click the subscribe button to learn more. A startup and entrepreneurship skill you can learn from the video, How to Build an MVP with Michael Seibel, is to launch a minimum viable product quickly and use customer feedback to iterate and improve it.
You gotta start with the minimum viable product. Most of the solutions, most of the best parts of products we use today were discovered after those products were launched, when those founders were learning from their users. And the faster you learn, the more likely you are to build something that people love before anyone else.
What is the first step you can take to build an MVP? In the Y Combinator video, How to Build an MVP, Michael Seibel suggests that attempting to make a product that is loved by a few is more important than one which is liked by many. True or false?
Remember one thing, it's far better to have 100 people love your product than 100,000 who kind of like it. So when you're releasing that MVP, it's totally okay to do things that don't scale and recruit those initial customers one at a time. If you care about those customers, I promise you, they will talk to you, that you can work with them, and you can help them figure out how to solve their problems.
How can you build an MVP that appeals to potential customers? Like this A+ video for more bite-sized education like, quote,
you only really start learning about your users when you put a product in front of them. Michael Seibel.
According to Michael Seibel, what should be an initial goal for an early-stage founder? A. Do 100 surveys and 600 user interviews. B. Hire 100 people. C. Get a product into the hands of your customers. D. Contact every single one of the competitors.
The goal that you should have as an early stage founder is you should be getting a product out into the world quickly. Minimum viable product. The wrong answer is to do 100 surveys and 600 user interviews and contact every single one of the competitors and spend, a year fundraising and hire 100 people and all these other things that you can distract yourself with that it might appear like are the smart things.
What would the first version of your product or MVP look like? Comment. Write what you learned in the Y Combinator video, How to Build an MVP with Michael Seibel. For example, Alan Mandacuzzi commented on YouTube.
I've been in love with my MVP for many years and haven't launched yet. I learned a lot from this video. Airbnb, Twitch, Stripe also started from the bottom, improved gradually while they were learning from their users.
Thank you for watching.